Hey, morning everybody. Thought I'd do a real quick how to. I'm making a adapter, and what I did, we've got that 50 amp RV service out there, which supplies 120 volts per side, and then a ground and a neutral to an RV. But I have my welder and an air compressor that takes 240 volts. So I thought, well, I'll make an adapter and I can have 240 volts underneath this overhead over here. So yeah, we're going to do that. So just a standard 240 volt outlet that will wire up. And then what I did here is this would generally be in here for like a dryer plug or RV 50 amp. So I just pulled this one out, and then we'll just send two legs of power here to make 240 with our ground. So pretty simple, not much to it, but I'll show you how to do it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these wires to length the way that I like them. It's where they'll fit in there really nicely. We'll get a little bit of this sheeting inside of here. So let's probably go right there. And you go about right there would be good. Then our ground, we'll do something like about right here. Yeah, that should work pretty good for us. So let's just go ahead and strip these guys. This is number 6 wire, 6-2 wire. It's normally good for about 50 or 60 amps, which is way overkill for my compressor, but I want it to be able to run my big welder on it, and that one takes a 40 amp breaker if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've had it hooked up. Well, some tough wire. There we go. Okay, let's get you guys in here. Probably need to go ahead. Come on, get in there. Okay, so let's just kind of scoot this in. A little tricky kind of getting them all in there at the same time, but it can be done. A little bit of patience. This big wire is hard to work with. It doesn't flex very much, and can be a bit challenging. There we go. Just a little bit more here. Yeah, I think we're in pretty good. So let's call that good. There we go. It's not the best quality plug on the planet. I've seen better, but it'll work for what we're wanting to do. This is more of a temporary thing, really. As we get the shop built, I'll have power everywhere for all of these things, and they'll have kind of a permanent home. But this will be good for a temporary. Make sure and get these really good and snug down. You don't want any loose connections. You want these really good and snug. But you don't want to go so tight you strip things out or mess stuff up. Let's see if I got a bigger screwdriver for that. And I don't. Not in here anyways. I think it's in my tool bag. Alright, that'd be okay. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's get this tightened down. We want to secure this pretty good so the wire doesn't have a tendency to pull out and pull on those lugs. We want this really good and snug. Alright, that'll work. Let's get you on here. Must be a smaller screw. There we go. Alright, here's one side. Let's think about this other side here. First thing we're going to do is strip some of this off. Oof, that's going to be a tough one, because that wire is going to have to bend at a 90. Yeah, this stuff is pretty big wire. Getting this bent around to go into there, that's going to be a challenge. That is going to be quite the challenge. Let's get a pair of needle nose. I don't even know if these are going to be strong enough. Let's come that way with it. Yeah, something like that. And these two will go in there. So let's strip this guy. Should work. And these two, let's just go ahead and cut. Let's cut him right there. Could have done this with number 8 wire and it would have been much easier, but I had this piece of number 6 and that's what we're going with. Let's go right there. If it looks like I'm digging into the wire, it kind of looks that way, but I'm not. This is way overkill anyways, so it'd be okay. So I think let's do, let's pull these out in that kind of fashion. I think this will make this a little bit easier. Maybe. We'll see. This might be a terrible idea. I'm just going to snug them in there. Let's see that. How did that go in there? Yeah, like that. And again, I'm just snugging them in. We'll put them in here in a minute and then we'll tighten them down really good. Hopefully this is helping somebody out. This is a kind of an uncommon thing to build, but you never know. Might be some of you guys out there needing to figure out how to do this. Alright, pretty well snug. I just wanted to snug them down, that way I can kind of still work them a little bit here. It's hard on the hands. There we go. I need a bigger pair of pliers. Oh, baby. Almost like I cut that ground a little long. Yeah, see that's kind of at an angle. It's maybe a little bit long. I think we could probably put a little kink in the wire there, just a little bit to shorten it up. I think we'll probably be okay. Alright, let's snug all these down really good. There we go. Alright. And if you're thinking that ground is touching that wire, it is. There's no other way to do it. But it's got a pretty tough sheeting on it, so I don't worry too much about it. Even if it did rub through eventually and ground out, that's what the breaker's for. How about that? Yeah, that'll work for us. Just push them all the way in here. Good, good, cool. Okay, now the tricky part, getting these little guys in there. Might have should have put these in first. You know what? May not even. The wire's so big, may not even need them. Maybe we'll put one in. Let's do that. Let's just stick this one in. Yeah, that'll be okay. There you go, guys. One adapter. So these things are a little off. I think it'll still go in the plug though. We'll go check it. Alright guys, let's see what we did here. So first, let's check our voltage here. I don't even think I've done that since we installed this not long ago. Let's see, I'm going to set you down. Yep, there's 240. Cool. 120. 120 to ground. Yep, all good. So let's stick this guy in there. Oh, that went in nice. Alright. So now, let's see here. Perfect. 240. Yeah, that'll work. Let me show you guys on the meter. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. Hopefully so. So basically you got your ground on the bottom, and you got 120 volts, 120 volts, but when you go together with that, 243. Perfect. Ground's working. Uh-oh, where are we going? Ah, there we go. Perfect. Cool. All right. Success. See you guys later.